How do you stay motivated when you know this isn't your forever job? A big thing that I've been doing, especially in the last year, is anytime I get anything creative at all, I throw myself into it 100%. I treat it like it's the biggest opportunity I've ever had. Like right now, doing this podcast, right? I know that this podcast is unlikely to reach a lot of people. If I'm lucky, the people that have been listening to the show for a while will continue to listen to the show and they'll get something out of it. And that gives me motivation. There's always the thing in the back of my mind of things could change. Things could evolve. You know, there's always room for change. There's always room for life-changing moments to happen. But a big way that I stay motivated is you know, as I say, I throw myself into it. I try to stay positive. And I also try to remember to have some gratitude for the fact that I at least get to pursue it, you know, in some shape or form. Like some people don't even get this opportunity. And that's something that's really resonated with me in more recent times is to remember that, you know, not everyone gets a chance to chase their dreams. So I really have to make the very best of this and try and get as much out of it as I possibly can. This year wasn't really my fault. You know, it was the year of music. I really tried to push music this year. And I always transition to the thing that's busiest and focus my attention on that as much as possible. I don't ignore other things. I just kind of divide my time accordingly. But, you know, it didn't really lead to much, unfortunately. I've struggled to get any attention towards my music. I'm proud of it still. Like, you know, I released an album, 3 music videos. I did, you know, professional photo shoots for it. I promoted it for a year. You know, I did everything I could do. If people don't like it or it's not good enough, then it's just whatever, you know, like that. I guess that's it. But for me, I did that, you know. I can always say I have an album. And that's pretty cool to be able to say that. Same way I can turn around and be like, I've done a podcast for 5 years. I've acted for 6 years, done voice acting for 6 years. I've been on television. I've done films that have reached all around the world and have won awards. I've done audio dramas that have won awards. I'm proud of what I've done, even if it's not good enough for other people. It's good enough for me, and I'm going to keep pushing until I make some progress that I would consider major progress, I suppose. But, you know, really addressing this question, how do I stay motivated? I mean, I just try to throw myself into the work. You know, if I get demotivated, I'll take a minute, reflect, try to find some motivation elsewhere, and throw myself back into it. You know, like lately I've been a lot more productive, for example. And I think I caught myself feeling a little bit lazy. And I think that's more because I was just beaten up from this year, deflated from this year. But that's no excuse. You know, yes, you're going to feel like that sometimes and you're going to have those moments, but I can't allow that deflation to lead to inaction. That's the key. That's the big lesson I've learned. Has customer service taught you anything that helps in your creative work? You know, that's a great question. I think it's pushed me to be a lot more open. You know, and I've never really struggled with talking to people. I'm not an extrovert per se. Like I'm kind of like what they call like an ambivert or an omnivert. Like I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm perfectly happy just chilling on my own, doing my own thing. And you know, like I get shy sometimes. I get socially anxious and stuff. But I can push myself through that comfortably and make it work. And customer service is so daunting. Sometimes you're in a room full of like 200 odd people or more, thousands of people sometimes. Or like you're the sole bartender and all eyes are on you, or, you know, you're always performing. It's a very performative role. But you're the information point. You got to be confident. You got to know your stuff. People are going to challenge you. You got to approach people, and it's nerve-wracking. Just approaching strangers, it's always nerve-wracking. I don't feel shy anymore. I just do it, and customer service has really pushed me to do that, and I'm very grateful, actually, to be honest.